In the summer of 2006, on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., the Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of the American Indian and Center for Folklife and Cultural Heritage, together with Michigan State University Museum, planned and implemented the program Carriers of Culture, Living Native Basket Traditions. Master Native artists demonstrated the outstanding weaving traditions of their respective communities. They shared their traditional knowledge of basketry and its relationship to ceremony, language, dance, song, and foodways with the estimated 900,000 visitors that attended the festival. Joining the over 80 Native basket makers from First Nations across the continent involved in the program were 20 Akwesasne Mohawk members, many of whom are weavers. This documentary features Akwesasne basketry and the knowledge and wisdom of those weavers.
I'm not a fluent Mohawk speaker, but I've been learning the language, and one of the things that I've learned a lot is the Ohungali Wadekwan, where every morning you wake up and you give thanks to the Creator. You give thanks to each element of the universe for continuing their duties. One of the things that I really appreciate about the basket is that there's 3 elements within that opening in particular that we give thanks to, and we can while we're giving thanks, we can thank them for their contributions to the making of our baskets. One is the trees, Ogwile Sun'a. The other is Ohunde Sun'a, which is the small grasses and the smaller plants. And the third one is Onega Sun'a, which is our waters. When a basket maker takes his baskets and he starts to make them, he may think right away of using the wood and the sweetgrass, but one of the things that he may not realize is that he needs water, but it also becomes an element of the basket itself, because without the water he can't soften things. Whenever you have any kind of medicine, you need 3 elements. You use 3 parts to put them together. 1 doesn't stand alone, 2 doesn't stand alone. You use 3. So when a basket maker is using those 3 elements, they're actually creating a medicine. I think that's real significant because within our ceremonies also we're giving thanks, but we're also using all of those elements and the basket that a basket maker has created. things that I've noticed too is that a lot of people throughout the Northern Hemisphere talk of four directions and how sacred four things are. Well, with our medicines, once you have those three, the fourth element to that is the basket maker himself, or the artist that the basket maker is, and they all come together and they make these beautiful baskets. I think myself that's very powerful. Some of the baskets that we have show that. I saw it in a book one time, actually, that the National Museum of the American Indian put out, and they talked about a woman who was teaching people about basket making, and in order to teach them about basket making, she taught them songs first. And then in her lecture, the people were getting very upset and saying, "Why aren't you teaching us about basket making?" In the end, she couldn't understand, and finally she just says to them, she says, "Don't you see that the basket is the song made physical?" I think it's really true. I think it's, although most of us don't learn songs while we're learning about baskets, one of the things, and we may not say the Owen Gully Wadeko every time, but while we're making the baskets, we're actually putting our thoughts and our prayers and our hopes and our dreams into those baskets. It's a calming time. It's a time for us to just let the world slip by and just concentrate on making those baskets. Some of those baskets have to do with our traditional teachings. When a young girl starts to reach womanhood, one of our clan mothers will take some of the girls and she'll put them through a rite of passage, and one of the first things that she teaches them is that they need to know how to make a basket. And so she gets them to sit down, just young girls, sometimes 9, sometimes 12 years old, and she teaches them how to make the basket, how to split the black ash, and how to make these nice baskets for themselves. They're kind of like the family baskets that we bring to the longhouse with all of our utensils, but these are smaller. They're just for her. She learns how to make that, and then she puts her special things in that basket. So that basket becomes her first creation. And then she puts things in there like her eagle feathers, or she puts some of the things that she may earn in the basket, and she starts to accumulate things that can help her as she goes on to become a woman. Delia teaches them the language as they're learning to make those baskets, and a lot of the tools, a lot of the materials, all of that. She tries to make sure that they understand the nature of the material through the language.